What's up, Instagram? It's Nikki Sunshine here, and today I'm talking about how expectations can lead to anxiety and depression. So, I'm not here to make expectations wrong, but I do want to explore them a little bit and talk about what can happen when we have known expectations versus silent expectations, or expectations for ourselves versus expectations for people outside of us, and expectations for the world. There's a lot to explore here. So we've got 10 minutes. Let's dive in. Now, I've got a little diagram for you guys. Hold on. I'm actually just going to show it in 1 second. So if you have an expectation, perhaps it's an expectation of how you should be showing up in your work as a mom, as a wife, as a friend. Perhaps you have an expectation of your partner and how they should show up and how they should treat you and what they should care about. And then maybe you have an expectation around life in general. Life shouldn't be so hard. This shouldn't happen to me. Life's so unfair, right? That's an expectation. We expect that life is supposed to be fair when we say that. So expectations come in many forms, and it's okay to have expectations. So sometimes I will have expectations of myself. I like to call them goals, but you could use the word expectation. And so I make them very known, right? I either journal about them. I have, for like my business, I have a document with all of my goals, whether those be impact, financial, growth, whatever it is. So expectations or goals can be actually really powerful. And this isn't a video on goals, so I won't go into it too much. You guys know how awesome goals can be. So that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about is having an expectation for yourself or your life or your partner and silently harboring that expectation as truth, as this is how it should be, and then constantly comparing what is to your expectation. Does that make sense? So if I expect that, this is a perfect example, I'll just use real life as always. So I have a business, right? Relationship Badass. I could expect that by now, being a year in, I would have this much income and this many followers and this many clients and this much that, right? So that's my expectation. Now, again, if that's a goal, if that's an expectation goal, no big deal. I'm just like, cool, I'm climbing towards that, right? And if I don't make it, it's okay. What can I learn? Let's regroup and try again next month. No big deal. Now, if I'm holding that expectation inside of me as a belief, like this is where I should be. I believe that. That's a fucking belief. And then I'm continually comparing where I actually am right now in my life, in my business, in my relationship, to where I think I should be. So I'm just constantly in my head like, wow, yeah, I'm a failure. Look, I'm not even close to that. Not even close to that. Jeez, that goes, oh man, that's, and now I'm like, right? And I'm like just getting low on myself. I'm like, wow, I suck. I'm like, not even half that, dude. Like, dude, you need to get there. What the fuck are you doing wrong? What could you do better? And then I'm like, hey guys, I'm Nikki. I'm your coach. Do you want to hire me? I'm going to help you with your life. And then I'm like, hey partner. Yeah, okay. I really don't have time for that. I'm like, I have my own shit going on. So can you guys see how that was supposed to demonstrate how when I have this expectation and then doing that constant comparison, how that constant comparison will affect my overall state, energy, being. I'm more slunched over. I'm feeling more negative, less empowered. And then that's going to affect all the other areas of my life. I go to my business coach people and I've got this like negative, droopy, disempowered energy. Who the fuck is going to hire that? I go to my partner and I'm constantly just shutting him down because I can't hang with what's going on in here. That's what's happening. So I can't hang with like myself. So he's like, hey, can I tell you about my day? And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm sorry, but like I had a really stressful day. which is fine. That happens sometimes. But in this example, like, the stressful day was all brought on by myself, right? So, as always, there's a purpose to this video, besides me just talking and ranting for 10 minutes. How do we get past this? How do we move past this trap of harboring expectations for our lives, for ourselves, for the people around us, and then silently doing this comparison thing and then feeling like shit? Well, we're going to get into that in just a second, but first, I just remembered I want to show you guys my diagram. So this might show up backwards. I don't know, but hopefully you guys can get the gist. Okay, so here it is. Hi. So this line down here is where you are right now. Where in whatever realm, in your life, in your business, in your family, in your partnership, this is where you are. It's a beautiful spot. It's where I am. Now this is your expectation of where you should be. Also known as a fantasy. I've talked about fantasies before. So this is the expectation of where you think you should be. This is where you think you should be right now. This is where you are right now, okay? Now this space in between is your beautiful journey. It's so beautiful. I'm so in joy for you and your journey. So this journey, right? So there's two pieces I want to say while I still have this diagram up. So first of all, this gap right here in between where I am and where I think I should be, this is where depression and anxiety exist. This is where it's born. This is where I am. This is where I believe I should be. This is how things are. This is how I think things should be. And that separation really causes angst in the body, which can lead to anxiety in the mind and depression. So that's one piece about this gap. Know that this gap, now I'm not a doctor, this is not a diagnosis, but in my personal experience, in my personal opinion, this gap accounts for like 90% of depression and anxiety, at least. Now, the other piece here is this gap is the fucking journey, you guys. This is getting there. Side note, anyone ever seen Mary-Kate and Ashley's movie Getting There? Drop a comment if you have. I just want to know who my MK and A 90s babies are. So the solution, if you're like, damn, I have expectations, they're bringing me down, I'm resonating with this video, and I'm like, shit, yes, that's me. So this is what we do. First, identify the fact that you have an expectation, what you're doing right now. Damn, that's me. Okay, that's recognition. You've instantly switched the script. Guys, the moment we acknowledge and recognize and own a pattern in our life, the second we actually own that, we've literally started to change it. Because you've broken the pattern of your mind. You're not just glazing over it anymore. You're like, wait, what? This is a thing, you know? And so it disrupts that pattern. So first, disrupt the pattern. Say, damn, all right, I have some expectations and I'm not aware of them and they're just causing me distress. All right, now I'm aware. So then what do? Well, so the big goal is, essentially what you want to do is you want to find massive, massive fucking gratitude for this journey in between where you are right now and where you think you should be. Because that's where you're headed, girl. That is where you is headed and you will get there. But life has a plan and we're not just supposed to come here and have an idea and soar to the top and then get there. The whole point is to come into challenge and destruction along the way. And then how we choose to show up and respond to that challenge is what builds character, right? I'm all about that character building. So what you do is you identify the fact that you have an expectation and then you begin processing, okay? So I think I actually wrote down, okay, no I didn't, that was a different thing. Great, okay. So you identify your expectation, get fucking clear, and then stack up benefits. So if you're like, damn, I expect to have $2 million yearly gross in my business right now, and I expect to have 500 clients and have done 5 live events, and I've only done 1, and I only have 4 clients, and I only have $20,000 in the bank or whatever. So that's where you are. The mission is to find gratitude for where you are. So I'm going to get cut off soon, but basically Find gratitude for where you are, and you can begin to appreciate the journey and not feel so distraught for the fact that you're not at the destination. All right, I love you guys.